And the good times continue on Smoking with the Blend. And now we got an extra special treat. We've got a cigar curator, we've got a founder, we've got a great Instagram personality. You can find her on Instagram at sweet.habana. It's Crystal from Spades Cigars, the Queen of Spades. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thanks for hanging out with us. And there's so many questions that I have for you, only because, first of all, anybody that can do something like start a business, be an entrepreneur is fascinating to me. I learned a long time ago, if you want to be successful, you talk to successful people. So that's why I wanted to get you on the show here. So my first question is, how did this all come about for you? I mean, all of a sudden, a female starting a cigar company. How did that come about?
So actually, we are family owned and operated. The way we started was actually my husband's cigar budget got out of hand. And so
They
I
usually
was
do.
still like a new smoker during the time. Yeah. And so I just was like, look, like you gotta figure this out. Like this is going crazy. And so he always laughs and says he's not a quitter. So he decided, well, we'll just turn it into a business and get our own cigar line. And if no one smokes it, at least he'll have as many cigars as he can possibly have to smoke on his own. So, of course, we stayed on it and we let it take its own course. I mean, we're thankful that customers actually liked the signature stick that we came out with. We used our backgrounds that we have. I have more of an IT background,
Mhm.
been in IT probably 15 plus years, and he's more marketing. And so we just use that along with starting off his palette and then also branching out and using my palette to create a brand that has 11 different faces now,
Wow.
where we're able to capture the premium cigar smokers and the flavored cigar smokers as well.
Yeah, it's spadecigars.com. That's where that's your website. 11 different faces now. What's been the biggest challenge for you guys? I mean, anytime you start a business, anytime you go into a realm that, obviously you're not cigar people. And what I like about it was, you said, hey, we're not Cuban. We weren't in the business. All of a sudden you like cigars and you went in there. So that's amazing to me. And kudos to you guys. What's been the biggest challenge for you guys?
I think the biggest challenge starting off is that it is a new brand, and so your goal is to make the brand become more of a household name, make it recognizable to people when they walk into cigar lounges or wherever they are. If they see the brand and they recognize it and they want to try it, we recognize what that challenge would be just off the top because there are a lot of people that smoke based on the label.
Mm.
So for us, it was about not just creating the cigar, but creating a lifestyle behind it. Something that if you're hanging out with your friends or you just want a good smoke on a long day or something like that, then you think of spades because spades is something where we created based off of the us loving to spend time with family and friends. We'd always do events, so it's a reason to smoke. That's why the motto is for life's most memorable moments. But yeah, I mean those challenges that I would say that's the biggest one, and so it's putting the marketing behind it, having a vision for it, making sure that you're in control of how your image is for your brand.
Right. Now, talk to me about your guys' philosophy because you said something interesting to me that you come from sort of a flavored cigar world, while the husband was more maybe the tradition. Your husband was more of a traditional cigar. So how do you
Yeah.
get those two band? Because some people will tell you flavored cigars. Oh, I don't want any part of that. And other people will be like, I love it. So how do you mix those two? And more importantly, I've been smoking cigars for a long time, and what I know about cigar smokers is I like what I like. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, what is this new thing here? How do you
Mhm.
cross that bridge and get everybody to get in there?
You know, and that's the crazy thing about uh, me and him starting it together is he gave me a lot of pushback for it. And he will tell everyone he gave me so much pushback for the flavored line. And I can smoke a Maduro or a Corolla leaf. I'm very knowledgeable on the different blends. And I've expanded my palate since starting. However, when starting a brand, it's not always about you. It's about what your customer base wants. And my goal is if there's someone like me that started off that wants a flavored, I don't want to shame them for wanting a flavored. If they want a flavored, give them a flavor. I don't want to turn anyone away from our table. And because during that time when we first started, we didn't go straight into the cigar lounge. We started off by being at any event we possibly could be in order to get the brand out there. Because when you go in cigar lounges, they want to make sure that you are selling.
Sure.
So it gave us a way to do a market analysis and see, what is it that people really want. And some people want just the premium cigars, but you have the newbie smokers that wanted something flavored, or the bikers that want something flavored too, because they want to chew on something with a little flavor. So after about a year, he gave in. And, and it took off from there. It did. There are certain areas, um, certain cities that love a flavor more than a premium. You'd be shocked.
Really?
And it's not just male or female based. It's anyone. It's just based on the smoker's preference.
Yeah, yeah. Data is data. So let's get into your brand. You said you had 11 faces here. There's the King of Spades, which
Yeah.
is that more of your traditional, and then the Queen of Spades is more your flavors.
Yes. So we started off with just spade cigars. That was it. We didn't really think of a king or a queen. We just went with spade cigars. And so that's the tricky part. When the flavors came about, that's why we decided to call it queen.
Okay.
That way it's kind of separating it. But so when we started off with the spades, those were your traditional. I mean, we have a Connecticut, which is the anniversary. We have the Corolla leaf, which is the red label. He's a Maduro fan, so a lot of our cigars are Maduro, but they have different flavor profiles to them. So you have some that are smooth, like the white label, which is rated, I believe, 91 on by Cigar Journal. And then you have the black label, which is our signature. That's Maduro, full body, full in strength as well. And then the red lace. So the red lace is a Grand Robusto, and that one is nice, close foot, very smooth. So those are our spades, and then a year later, I created the flavored line, which is Midnight. That is fruits and a little bit of vanilla and cognac, and then you have the French vanilla, which is vanilla, a little bit of hazelnut and cognac, and then you have the mocha, which is chocolate and coffee. I'm a coffee fanatic, so I
Okay.
love coffee.
So,
And so, great morning stick, great breakfast stick, and not breakfast stick, great breakfast stick, and great dessert, great for dessert, like at the end of the night. And then so from there, last on Black Friday, we launched the King of Spades because, of course, when we brought out the Queen of Spades, everyone was like, "Well, where's the king? Where's the king?"
gotta have them, right?
Yeah, so that's what we've been working on lately. It's the King of Spades. So we have the Maduro, which that one is it's made a lot of great headway. I mean, we've pretty much had that one since Thanksgiving and can't keep that one on the shelves.
I love it. I love it. Well, we'll get into all that stuff for you. So as a person who's in the cigar business, you're in it, with both feet, so to speak. Where do you think the cigar business is today? Is it strong? Where does it need to improve? I mean, because what I love about the cigar business, and I'd love to hear your take on it, is You walk in any lounge, any shop, and whether you're a 9 to 5er who punches a time clock or you're a salaried CEO, we're all the same because we're all smoking the same stick. How is the industry evolving? Is it changing? Is it more inclusive than it was before, especially for a female?
Yeah, definitely. So I think originally when I first came into the industry, it wasn't as accepting, I feel, of the female cigar smoker. I feel like it's expanded tremendously from the beginning, from when I first started. There's a lot of sisters of the leaf that I interact with that say, when I first started smoking, it was only two or three of us in here.
Hmm.
Now, you can go to a cigar lounge and there's several ladies' nights going on everywhere. But it's very welcoming and it's inviting. There's cigar lounges that when you walk in, you see female cigar smokers plastered on the wall. It's a lot that's changed, but I also think that it's expanded in more ways as well. It's become more diverse, and it's still a great way to relax when you get off of work. I think the main thing is just making sure that we understand that smoking a cigar is to be relaxing. When you have a long day, whether it's at work or at home, this is a great escape, just to relax, woosah, if you will, meditate, read a book, doesn't matter, have a great cognac or bourbon with your cigar and just have a good time.
Now you're talking, Crystal. Now you're talking. I'm a bourbon guy. Now you're talking. All right. So I want to get into a little bit of, to me, and you mentioned it before, the genius marketing that you guys are doing at Spade Cigars, because you guys, and I think you guys did it the right way, not because it's one thing to have a line of cigars and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, who's Spade Cigars? Okay. But you guys wrapped events around it and you guys are in Texas. So you created the Houston Cigar Week, Spade Cigar Day. You sort of brought the party with you. Just talk to me about the mindset behind that.
It's funny you say that because we have we used to do house parties all the time, just family and friends. I mean, all the way from ugly Christmas sweater party, Halloween parties. It just was something that we did. We love to gather, cook, enjoy time with friends and family, watch football games, Super Bowl, and so I think it just kind of bled over into space where it just was like, hey, we can do this, we can put together our own event the way that we want to and have our cigars there and go from there, and it just worked. It just worked, and we used, again, relied on our background, our experience with putting together parties on our own private ones to doing it here in the industry. So the good thing is with Spades, we created Spades Fest just to celebrate the anniversary. And that was actually the launch. The first Space Fest was actually the launch of Queen of Spades.
Mm.
And it also was the first Space Fest, April 19, 2019, I believe. That is when we had Carl Thomas perform. So Swan Loves Music. It was a rooftop performance, and I mean, it was great. It gave everyone an excuse to dress up, go out, and just have a good time. But it also became our own day in the city of Houston, which was a proclamation given to us. And so now every year we celebrate it again. Last year, actually, no, this year, because last year everything was shut down. But this year we were able to redo it, and we had RL perform, and that was really nice. I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, he gave a full performance. And so now we have Houston Cigar Week, where we partnered with other cigar groups here in Houston, just to kind of showcase the Houston cigar scene, and also give that exposure to the different lounges, and then hopefully, allow cigar manufacturers or other cigar brands to come into the city, introduce their product to the cigar smokers here. So just a way to open up doors, I guess, for others.
No,
And
I love it. I love it. It's to me, it's the story of the cigar business. In other words, you guys come in, you open the doors, everybody can have a good time. So so tell me about it. When is Houston Cigar Week? How do we know about it? How do we get to it?
Sure. So Houston Cigar Week, you can go to HoustonCigarWeek.org. Again, that's HoustonCigarWeek.org. You can follow us on Instagram or Facebook. It's just Houston Cigar Week. We're always doing things like right now. I'm sorry, August 27th through 29th was just past maybe about a week or two ago. We did a Lake Travis takeover
Hmm.
where we just traveled, several of us, like 100 plus people just traveled to Austin, and we did like a little party barge where we were on a boat, and we grilled some food, had our DJ playing, some music, and just relaxed and just went and enjoyed some of the scenes in Austin. But Houston Cigar Week is going to be Memorial Day weekend. So
Okay.
this year fell on Memorial Day weekend, and I think we're going to keep it as that. So tickets go on sale October 1st, but the event will take place uh, on Memorial Day weekend 2022.
I love it. I'm a big fan of Houston. Been to Houston a lot. What is good cigar scene out there? Or are you guys creating it? It sounds like you guys are making it happen.
Yeah, well, I think it's like a hidden gem, in my opinion, because Houston to me has really great food. I mean, we're known for being like a melting pot. So we're very diverse here. And so you can go to several different cigar lounges. I mean, you have so many, but they all give something unique. So you're not getting the same thing, even if they are, 5 miles away. It may be a completely different experience. And so that's what I love about the cigar scene here. The restaurants, if you want, Asian food, Hispanic food, soul food, American food, it doesn't matter. We have it. We can direct you to the best restaurants, which is something that we also try to do during Houston Cigar Week is um, allow our guests to skip the line
Mm.
at some of the top restaurants where they would normally wait 2 hours to get in, but you're not waiting the 2 hours, you're going straight in as long as you come during the scheduled time that we have it reserved. So that's something that we were able to bring a lot of attention, I feel, to the city of Houston during that time. I believe it was close to 2,500 people showed up, and that's for our first year. Um, so that was pretty shocking, but hopefully we'll do um, even more next year, and we'll be able to provide a even better experience. Is the
Listen,
goal.
listen. Maybe because I'm Cuban, I'll be glad to volunteer and help anything you guys need. If we can
Come
help,
on, come on.
we'd love to be a part of it here on Smoking with the Blend. We'd love to be a part of it. We can do a couple of shows from Houston Cigar Week, do a little collab, as the kids would say. We'll collab, that sort of. But this is awesome. Now, listen,
Yeah.
thanks Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Where can we find you? Where can we find Spade Cigars? Give us the whole spiel, because I need to get my hands on some of these sticks.
Yes, I mean, we'll definitely send you some cigars, but you can get a hold of Spades. Um, our biggest platform is online sales. So you can go to spadecigars.com, or, just check and see if we're at your local cigar lounge. But for the most part, yeah, online is the best way to get a hold of us. You can follow us on Instagram. We have events coming up. We'll be in Detroit for Smoke on the River. So this is my first time in Detroit. I've always wanted to go to Detroit.
Nice.
Don't ask me why. I don't have a bucket list of anything I want to get done, but I do want to go to Detroit. And so I am getting that opportunity for Smoke on the River, along with several other brands that will be there. So I'm excited. Shout out to Lipsticks and Fingertips, because we will be selling with her. And we will be visiting our friends in Atlanta. They have several things going on this month. We usually have a monthly event at Fellowship, which is Cam Newton's Lounge, with CJ and all them. And so that's the last Thursday of every month. It's called Spades Night. So everyone gathers, they play spades. There are street specials, and of course, Spade Cigars is is there. So we do that once a month. And I don't know, we have a few things coming up that we want to do for our customer base, just a way of saying thank you and that we appreciate them for supporting us over the past 4 or 5 years. We're going on 5 years. So we have some things coming down the pipeline, just to kind of show our appreciation, just to know that, just so everyone can see that we thank them.
Well, listen, I'm a big fan, especially because of COVID and everything like that. I'm a big fan of whenever we can support local businesses and people that are out in the community helping out. I'm a big fan of that because listen, no offense to the Davidoffs and all the big boys out there, the Mount Rushmores. Listen, they're going to be okay, but we need to make sure the Spade Cigars and the other smaller brands that are coming up get represented and having a good time. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. You can follow her, Crystal, on Instagram at sweet.habana on Instagram. And of course, it's Spade Cigar. Absolute pleasure talking to this sister of the leaf. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna see you soon. I got to get to Houston, even though the Astros play there. I'm a Dodger fan, but that's for another story.
Another championship. Don't hate.
Thanks, Crystal.
Thank you.